Okay, I want to show you how to start the paper mache sculpture. You're going to need a Sharpie, pair of scissors, a ruler, and a 12-inch by 12-inch sheet of aluminum foil, which you will be given in class. So to begin, you're going to look carefully at your ruler and make sure that you can read the numbers. The clear rulers can be a little bit tricky to see, but you want to make sure that you can read the numbers 1 through 12 going up this way. Because what you're going to do, first of all, is divide the top section of your foil into 3 equal pieces. So since it's 12 inches wide, I know that each section has to be 4 inches. So I'm going to put a little mark at 4 inches and another little mark at 8 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to slide down to the bottom of the sheet of foil, and I'm going to measure and divide this in half. So that's easy. I know that this is going to be at the 6-inch mark. Okay. So now you've got your foil divided. The next step is going to be to draw a vertical line down from the first mark on the top. You're going to draw that down 5 inches. So I've got it lined up vertically, and then I'm just going to put my finger here so I know that's where the 5 inch is, and stop at 5. And then do the same thing on the other side. Line it up vertically. I'm going to put my finger down here on 5 inches and go straight down to 5. On the bottom, this side, you're going to actually do the same thing. So it's pretty easy. I'm going to put that at 5. And then I'm going to draw up another vertical line. So I've got 3 vertical lines that are each 5 inches long. 2 at the top to divide this into thirds, and 1 at the bottom to divide it in half. All right, so you're finished with your marker and your ruler, and now you're just going to simply cut along your lines very carefully. You don't want to tear the foil. That's probably the biggest mistake that kids make on this stuff, is that they get a little crazy with the scissors and the foil tears, but you really want to try to keep that from happening. So now you've got your foil cut, and you want to position it so that the 3 sections are at the top and the 2 sections are at the bottom. These are going to end up being the arms, and these are going to end up being the legs. This in the middle is going to be the head. So I want you to watch really carefully. The trick to doing this is to not scrunch the foil and make it really small. So you're just going to barely pinch here in the middle, and this is where the torso is going to be. So I'm just kind of very gently pinching that, and you can see it almost looks like pleats. It's just kind of pushed in together a little bit. And then I'm going to roll this top part a little bit, and just very gently, so I'm not crunching that into a hard little foil ball. For the arms, again, I'm just going to bend that around a little bit and very gently squeeze it in. So you can see that I'm not crunching it with all my might. Okay, I'm going to kind of fold this around. It looks a little bizarre right now, but you can start to see how things are forming up a little bit. Now this is where I want to caution you, like right here, if you start pulling it apart, that's just going to rip, and you won't have a torso that's in one piece. You'll have like these 2 really long legs that go up to where the shoulders are going to be. So just make sure that when you get to this part, that you're still just very delicately putting it together. Same thing on the other leg. Very, very delicately pinching it together. And it doesn't look like much quite yet. That's okay. So we've still got the basic part of it. We've got the head, we've got the arms, and we've got the legs. Okay? And that's what it looks like on the other side. Now you can start to maybe do a little bit more detail. So if your arms are too long, then what you do is push it in here at the shoulder. Mine are not too long, but I know that sometimes these do turn out that way. So if yours is a little bit too long, then just push it in here, okay? And again, I'm not trying to crunch this. I'm just very delicately pushing it together. When I get to the end of the leg, you can bend that a little bit because you're gonna want a foot. Okay, same thing on the other side. Just gonna bend that up a little bit to make the foot. If it starts to come apart a little bit here, that's okay, because this is just what we call the armature. The armature is just the beginning part, kind of like your skeleton is to your body. Okay, this is like the bones, because we're gonna put paper mache all over the outside of it. I'm gonna keep just kind of playing around with it. Right here at the neck, you probably want to pinch that in a little bit to make his neck come in. So you don't want your person to have too thick of a neck. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty happy with this one now. I think that that is probably as much as you're going to want to do on this step. You can start sculpting it a little bit more. And then you can play around with poses at this point too, however you might want to pose your figure. So you could put the arm up as if they're throwing something or catching. A lot of people like to think about cheerleading poses or sports poses, other sports, cheerleading's a sport. So kind of whatever activities you're into, you might think about positioning it in that way. Like this one now looks like he's ready to kick a ball. Boom. All right. So that is the first step for your paper mache person.